Do it for money, for Christ's sake, if that's what makes you happy. The problem is you believing that it's the only option. If a cleaning job is what is going to elevate you to fund the training that you need to pursue a certain career, then do it. I know people who are working in the care industry and they love what they do and they're passionate about it. Ruzhoff, inspiring you to live an empowered life. So when I moved abroad, I had this line over and over again, and mainly from women, funny enough, I don't know why, but I've had people say, you'll only make it abroad if you marry an old white man or just resort to cleaning toilets. Or, like some people would put it very derogatory, cleaning old people's derriere, which I do not subscribe to, but we'll be talking about in the video. And the sad bit is that people said it and still say it like it's a fact. Like that's all that our future or the future of an immigrant person or someone with a migrant background could be. I mean, you've seen it on social media. I've seen it several times myself, and people even say it, directly. The system is not made for us. They say the system is against us, that we'll never get real jobs, that we don't belong. And to be honest, after a while, if you're not someone that is sure of themselves, you start to wonder if that's the truth. But to be honest, personally, I never got lured into it. So I'm here to let you know that I refuse to let someone's story become mine. And that's exactly what I would like you to learn from this video. Do not let someone's story, someone's negative experience be your story. So let's talk about what it really means to be abroad and how we can redefine success, on our own terms, how we can define making it abroad in our own terms. So let's talk directly about the problem narrative that limits us, and that comes also directly from people of migrant background, putting yourselves in boxes, letting other people's stories define your story. There's this idea that as an African woman abroad, like I said, your value is either in labor or you get married. Absurd, I know. That's not just insulting, to be honest. It's dangerous because they tell us our value and power depends on someone else's privilege. Take a moment to think about that. Your value and your power lies in someone's privilege. The truth is, those stereotypes don't come from, thin air, from nowhere. Many of our mothers and aunties had to start from those jobs because there were no other options. But that doesn't define your story or your future. And it absolutely does not define the next generation. One thing I want to set clear before I address the narrative about, for example, people who work in care, people who work in taking care of the elderly or senior people, you have to respect every job. And there's no job that is below the belt as long as someone is fulfilled, as long as someone is earning a living from it, as long as someone is doing it with conviction and they love what they do. But one thing you have to learn is never believe that any relationship or any job is the only door open to you. Try to think out of the box. Try to try out other options. Try to spread your wings. Do not limit yourself. Do not put yourself in a box. To be honest, when I came here, I didn't relocate for work. I relocated because of family. Yes, I was married to a German man, but I also came with fear. I wasn't someone who wanted to relocate. I was happy living in Africa, but again, family first. I didn't know anyone for sure and I didn't have any connections, but it was important for me from the get-go to pursue my career, to pursue my dreams, to think out of the box. Because I knew I deserved those opportunities and I was worthy of these opportunities, not to mention that I was fully competent. So you're wondering, how did you make it? Well, first step, for example, if you move to a country that speaks a different language, it is important to learn the language. So some of the steps I took, I learned the language from the word go. I think about 4 weeks after getting into Germany, I enrolled into a language course. It was very important for me. It was also very important for me to stay independent. So even when I was not yet really conversant with the language, I made sure I did everything by myself. I made doctor appointments by myself. I made necessary calls by myself because that is important if you're going to integrate, if you're going to make it abroad. And of course, mindset is also key. I've always been a very confident person. I've always had the right mindset. I've always known I deserve more, and that's exactly what I went for. Even when the time came for me to apply for jobs, that was after my divorce, I had to go through the entire process, and I applied for the jobs that I felt I desired, that I felt were right for my career, and not, putting myself in the box and being, the system is not going to accept me, the system is not kind to me, because that way you are limiting yourself. And today I'm telling you, I'm fully integrated, working in a job that I love, not to mention the other jobs that I've done before in the corporate sector, now in the civil sector. And not because someone saved me. No one is coming to save you. It's only because I believed in myself. And when you believe in yourself, people feel that, people see that. When you go for a job interview, when you write your CV, like most people call it, they'll feel that, and you have to believe in yourself. I mean, why should people care to hire you or to give you a position that you don't even feel deserving? So you have to walk the talk. And I would like to emphasize, my integration, my career success didn't come from luck. And you're never going to get it from luck or someone feeling sorry for you or feeling sorry for yourself. You have to put in the work. If you have to learn the language, learn it. If you have to do further trainings, further courses, do them. And if you're living in Germany or in Europe in general, there's several ways of getting further qualifications at a very small fee, or even without having to pay for anything. So invest in yourself. You're the biggest project you'll ever invest in. Before you start mourning and crying and feeling sorry for yourself, what have you done to lead you to where you want to be, to get you out of the stereotype boxes? And something I would like to talk about that I'm very passionate about, that makes me even angry to see it on social media. Some people referring to certain jobs as being not worthy, not dignified, referring to them cleaning people's behinds in reference to care. I find that quite sad and a pity. I know people who are working in the care industry and they love what they do and they're passionate about it. I've coached and mentored people that have now found their career in the care industry and they're thriving. So who are you to say that it's not a dignified job, but you're jobless? I think we should stop being petty and also idealistic and ignorant at sometimes, I would say. So you have to show respect for all professions, for all jobs, for all work. If your calling is not in care, do not do it. But do not undermine or look down on people that are in the care industry, that are taking care of old people, like you all say, cleaning old people's butts. So it's going to clean your butt when you grow old. Isn't that kind of ignorant? You're going to grow old at some time, if you're lucky at all to even grow old. So who's going to take care of you? Who's going to wipe your butt when you grow old? Try to activate your brain cells and use them more often, honestly. So I repeat, there's nothing wrong with working in care. There's nothing wrong with someone doing a cleaning job, as long as that's what fulfills them, as long as that's what makes you happy, as long as that's the calling maybe, What matters is whether you choose it. And we have to be honest, dignity or success is not about titles. It's about you having the options to choose to do something that you love, that you're good at, that you can thrive at, the confidence and the freedom that you have, and not the titles. Because there are people who have titles but are not even thriving, are not even successful. So you can be proud of every step of the journey. If a cleaning job is what is going to elevate you to fund the training that you need to pursue a certain career, then do it. If a care job is the stepping stone for you to acquiring your dreams, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Because I am telling you, every step that you go through, every milestone teaches you something that is going to be very important for your success, for your growth, for your career, for your dreams. So let's be kind to each other and also stop putting each other in stereotype boxes. And when we talk about these stereotypes, I would like to emphasize that the problem is not the cleaning jobs or the care jobs. The problem is you believing that it's the only option, that it's the only thing we are allowed to do. That's the problem, not the job itself. And then we go to the marriage myth. Yes, if you want to make it, especially as a woman abroad of migrant background, marry an old, yes, you had it, old white man. Very sad, right? Let's talk about this myth and other myths to success when living abroad. Some even say it's easier that way, but I'm telling you, that's a total scam. Okay? That shouldn't be what defines you. You're actually creating a foundation for disgrace, a foundation for failure if you're seeing that as your ticket to success. If you do marry someone, do it for love, do it for money, for Christ's sake, if that's what makes you happy. But you have to be smart. Marrying a rich person or a rich old man is not necessarily going to elevate you or your career. The only constant in your life and valuable is your health and your knowledge. So if you're going to marry this rich man and also use your brains to have this person support your dreams, finance your education, finance your business if you go into entrepreneurship, then you're thinking smart. But if you think you're going to marry an old rich man and sit pretty and be a wife and do the cooking and become the nerd wife or whatever they call them, trad wife, you're making a very big mistake. That's all I can tell you for sure. So if you're watching me right now and you've seen anywhere on social media or you follow any influencer who tells you marry rich, marry an old white man, marry for money, please do not take that seriously. I've done certain videos, just for fun, just for humor, just for jokes. But at the end of the day, I like to keep the punchline. You have to make your own money. You have to be strategic. You have to think smart. There's no problem whatsoever in marrying someone wealthy. I mean, you can't live on love alone. I'm someone who subscribes to that. I don't want to marry someone who's jobless and penniless. No, definitely not. But I'm not marrying that person just to sit pretty and be called Mrs. X, and that is what defines me. Your power is not being, someone's wife sitting beside them, and someone privileged does not empower you. It actually traps you. When you become financially dependent, when the only thing that defines you is being Mrs. someone, you're making a big mistake and you're being trapped. So my loves, the real power is being able to stand beside someone, to thrive with someone, to have someone share your dreams, your goals, your desires, and not behind them and wait for the petty cash that they'll give you if they do have mercy with you, or if you're pretty enough to get their support. You do not want to be in such a position. So I will encourage you over and over again, because this is all about inspiring, empowering, and uplifting you. Think smart, work smart, date smart, use your brain cells. Do not make yourself dependent on someone. Create your own wealth, create your own identity. That is very, very important. And everything that I'm talking about doesn't only apply to women abroad. It applies to men too. You can use these tips, this knowledge to elevate yourself, whether you're male or female. And of course, if you've watched thus far, thank you so much for being here. Do not forget to like the video as we go on. Send it to a friend who needs this information or knowledge to move to the next level and be a part of our family. So let me tell you what making it abroad actually looks like. Let's redefine that. So making it abroad is not about what we see on Instagram, showing off our lifestyle, us traveling. Oh my God, why do we feel attacked? I do travel a lot, but I'm not showing off. I'm just inspiring you. Yeah, it's about what you've really achieved. It's about the calmness, the success, the happiness, and the peace that you feel in your mind. That's making it abroad. We all have different versions of making it abroad. For some people, it's being able to go on vacation. For some people, it's being able to pay their rent. For some people, it's being able to support their families back home. So define what making it abroad or success for you is and stand by those standards, not what other people term as success. It's all about waking up one day and realizing, oh my God, I did this. And I've had those moments myself several times, things that I even never prayed for, things that I even never thought were possible. And I'm like, wow, thank you, God, that you made this possible. I built this life, me. So being able to look in the mirror and going like, wow, this is me, this is my life, and I built this all by myself is what I define as success. And it should be at your own terms. So success abroad is not something that just drops from the sky or you just find standing there. It is something that you have to create, nurture, pursue, and build yourself. So I'm going to give you once more a few nuggets that are important for you to integrate to be successful. Like I said somewhere in the video, learn the language, okay? Learn the culture. If you're going to pursue a career, for example, in Germany, understand the difference in the work spaces compared to where you come from. Respect that culture, respect those differences, and try to adjust and learn how to deal with colleagues and the different people that you get to meet in your walk of life. Do not isolate yourself. That's me as an introvert speaking, but still do not isolate yourself. Build a network. Your social network is very, very key in succeeding abroad. And we're talking about valuable social network, not the people that you hang out with in clubs and, I don't know, in the parks. It should be valuable social network. Do not be ashamed to start small for you to be able to grow. Like I said, if this cleaning job, if this care job, if this McDonald's job is going to be what helps you to move to the next level, what helps you to pay for your master's, what helps you to do a certain training to get your career to the next level, then do it. Start small, build your career step by step. Invest in your skills, invest in yourself, acquire more knowledge, acquire more education, acquire more certification. Like I said, you're the biggest project that you'll ever invest in. Okay? So make it really count. And stop comparing your journey to anyone's journey or your success being defined by someone's success. Just stay in your own lane and know that your timeline is yours and not someone else's. How I succeeded or how I live my life is not something that you can copy and paste. But you can use it as guidance. You can use it as motivation to guide you on your journey on the timeline that you're on. And keep in mind, there's no way you're ever going to succeed abroad. There's no way you're going to ever build a new life without having the right mindset. I say that so often during my consultations, especially for people who want to move abroad, or consultations of people who have gotten jobs here and they're like, I'm not moving, I'm stuck in one place. You have to change your mindset. People come, especially who relocate from different countries to Germany, for example, or Europe, come with the wrong mindset. They think everything is just going to happen without effort. Everything is easy. Everything should just flow. Money should just be on the account without you working for it. You know, you really have to put in effort. You have to come with the right mindset. You have to know why you are here and follow that goal. So my lovelies, as we end this video, this is a message to you. Yes, every single one of you. To every woman abroad who has been told that her only value is in who she marries or serves. I'm telling you today, woman to woman, German citizen of migrant background, you are more than just that, and your dreams are valid. And this speaks also to the men. You are more than the stereotypes that people put around you. You are bigger than the boxes that people wanna push you in. And if you've been told that the only job you deserve is cleaning toilets, which is not a problem, I'm telling you, you can do more than that if that's what you desire. And then for the carers, my lovelies, it breaks my heart every time I see derogatory posts, I see derogatory comments about this beautiful, worthy, amazing career. Do not let anyone tell you that you are not worthy. In fact, you are very, very, very key to our society because, again, like I said, at one time or another, we're all going to need a carer. And you don't have to be old or a senior per se. You know, we have carers that take care of, people with disabilities, that people have had, health issues like strokes and heart attacks and whatnot in hospice and so on, So it's really on them. It's a shame. It shows their ignorance, those that look down on you. But being a carer is a worthy and noble career. And for my African brothers and sisters here, I'm telling you, do not ever forget that we come from strong nations. We come from strong backgrounds that build us as kings and queens. And that's the aura you should carry with you wherever, whichever space you enter. So I hope this video reminds you that we are the generation rewriting the story. We're not begging for a seat. We take enough space like we do deserve. But most importantly, We're building our own tables. Do not wait to be invited to the table. Build your own table if you have to. And no, I didn't marry an old white man to be where I am today. I worked, I strived. I went through all the ups and downs that one goes through in their career, especially if they're of migrant background. I've been through the stereotypes myself, but I didn't let that limit me. I did not let that stop me. So if you take anything away from this video, it should be, if I made it and several other people have made it, you can make it too. This is our time to rise, to redefine the world. We are not here to be saved. I hope that becomes your mantra. We are here to succeed. So my loves, thank you so much for watching. Once again, do not forget to like the video to support me so that I'm able to continue giving you such amazing content. Send this video to a friend. Subscribe if you've not yet. And let's catch up in the next video. I'm here to inspire, uplift, and empower you. Until next time, thank you so much.